Hi, this is Brent Rechko from the RivalBoss on YouTube, and today I'm doing a quick review of the two 3DO controllers that you most times find for the console. The JP1X and the JP2X. And this one came with the FC1, this one came with the FC10. The difference a little bit, we'll kind of go into it. The first model that came out with the FC1 was the JP1X. And you'll know it instantly because it's a little bit bigger. It has the audio jack and volume on the bottom, which is sometimes it's a positive thing. The only bad part of it is it will not silence the volume when you plug the headset in. You literally have to turn down the TV volume and then turn your audio up. But still, if you want to listen to your game and not bother your wife or whatever, you can do that with this controller. The buttons, the B button has a little indentation here, much like the FC2. The controller port, the D-pad feels very nice. It's actually about the same weight as the smaller one. The smaller one's just as heavy, really, as the bigger one. The bigger one is about the same size as a Sega Genesis controller. So there's your size comparison. It's got your A, B, and C button on the front with your play and stop button kind of towards the center with the 3DO logo on the bottom. And that's how you can tell the difference from just looking at pictures. The FC2 is the one that came out with the the JP2X is the one that came with the FC10. It's a little bit smaller. It's about the size of a Super Nintendo controller. Let me get that correct. About the same size as a Super Nintendo controller. And the only other thing I noticed that was different, by the way, is the JP1 does not have anything. It just goes to this cord, as you can see. And for some reason, the JP2X has this little little box on the end. You can also tell. I don't actually know what that does. And the buttons, the play and stop button, are located towards the bottom with the 3DO logo in the middle. The buttons are about the same. The D-pad on the JP1X is a little bit stiffer. This one is a little bit more fluid. It's also smaller, though. So if you like the bigger control pad, it is literally the difference between a Super Nintendo controller versus a Sega Genesis controller. The D-pad on the Sega Genesis controller is also much bigger. So if you liked the Sega Genesis controller, you should probably get a JP1X. If you liked the Super Nintendo controller, you probably want a JP2X. I really like the JP2X overall. It feels a little bit better in my hands. But there are some games that are very, like if you have big hands, for instance, and you're really concentrating, you might want the JP1X, or if you want the headphone jack. But they're both very good controllers. I was looking here. They both have six screws on the top, or that are holding them together. They both should have the expansion port on the top, and there should be a cover for here, but they're really hard to find with the covers on them. So anyway, those are the two controllers. They're both great, honestly. You can't go wrong with either of them. Make sure that you are getting the later models, though. This one has no problems. If you're getting a JP1X, though, make sure you get one that was like either the Japanese one or later in its lifetime, because the early ones had problems with their diagonals until you unscrewed them a little bit. But anyway, so if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And check out more videos that are coming on the channel and stuff. I'm trying to put them up much more frequently. And thanks for watching.